In this tutorial, we are going to learn about what is an ellipse, how is it different from a circle, and what is that equation of an ellipse that we can use to put it on a graph paper, okay? So to learn that, let's go back to our circle first. In the shape number 1, what you see is a circle having a center at O, the origin, and then this circle has certain radius r. One unique property of a circle is that if you take any point on the circumference of the circle, it will always be at a constant distance from the center called the radius, right? Now take a look at this shape number 2 that we have. In this shape, if you take any point P on the circumference of this shape that you have, and then if you mark another point Q, okay, and if you measure that distance from the center of this shape that you have, you will find that this distance of point P, which is, let's say it is B units, and this distance of Q from the center, let's say that is A units. So this distance A and B are not the same, and that is why this shape is different than a circle, right? So that means that if you take any point, any random point on the boundary of this surface, let's say a random point being a point Z, right? If this point Z is at a different location compared to P or Q, then it will be at a different distance compared to P or Q, right? So that is why we learn about this shape, that what if the distance of any point from the center keeps changing, but it travels around a certain fixed path, a path like the curve that you see here? Then such a shape is called an ellipse, okay? Then another thing you want to learn about an ellipse is that if I take another point which is directly opposite to the point Q, and let's say this point is Q prime, the distance of point Q prime will be identical to the distance of point Q from the center because they are directly opposite to each other. So these 2 points will be at equal distance from the center, right? Likewise, if you take a point P prime which is directly opposite to the point P, then this distance will also be equal to the distance from center to the point P, okay? And that is the distance B units in this case, okay? So you obtained 2 x's in this discussion. So this x is the one that has the least distance between the 2 opposite ends on the circumference is called a minor axis, and the axis that has the maximum distance between the 2 extremes on an ellipse is called a major axis, okay? So this is another important thing you need to know about. And we can also say that the major axis is 2a units, okay? Let me write it here. And the minor axis, the distance is 2b units. Now let me twist this discussion a little bit further. So I have drawn another ellipse here on this coordinate plane, and this ellipse looks very different compared to the ellipse as in shape number 2. And the difference is that on the x-axis you will notice that my distance between the 2 extreme points is the least distance. And if you draw a straight line from the 2 extremes on the vertical axis, you will find that this distance, the one which is in the black line, is more than the distance which is along the x-axis, right? So in this case, I define that my vertical axis becomes the major axis and my horizontal axis becomes the minor axis. Meaning what I want to say is that this concept of major axis or minor axis is not linked to whether it should be horizontal or vertical. Rather, the one which has the longest possible distance along the axis in an ellipse is called a major axis, and the one which has a shorter distance will be called as the minor axis. The major could be x-axis or a major could be y-axis. Now let me define one more term here, and this term is called the co-vertices, because in a circle, if you remember, we have no vertices at all. But in an ellipse, since the distance from the center on the circumference is changing, so you will find definitely 2 extremes. One extreme was along the minor axis, which was P and P prime. So this pair of points that define one of your axes is called the co-vertices along the minor axis. And likewise, you will say that the Q and Q prime, this pair of points that defines your major axis, will also be a pair of co-vertices, okay? So at this moment, we are done with our discussion on the terminology part of ellipse, okay? We talked about the vertices and the co-vertices. We talked about the major and minor axes and so on, okay? Now let me define a general form of an equation of an ellipse, okay? So let us define that there is any random point A on this ellipse, right? And that has coordinates x, y. And there is a center of this ellipse at the location HK, correct? With reference to this point xy and with reference to this location HK, we define that the equation of an ellipse is that x minus h whole square divided by a square, and a is the distance along the x direction, okay? And then you say that y minus k whole square divided by b square, where b is the distance from the center in the y-axis, okay? And this should be equal to 1. So this is the general form of an equation of an ellipse, okay? So in ellipse, you need to know a few things. You need to know the location of the center, which is h and k, right? And you need to know the distance a and the distance b to completely define an ellipse and to be able to graph it on a graph paper, right? Now let's take some examples to understand how to make use of this equation and how to put it on a graph. So this is our first exercise, that we need to graph this equation, okay? But we notice that this is not in the standard form of the equation of an ellipse, right? So first let me define our standard form. It is x minus h whole square divided by a square plus y minus k whole square divided by b square is equal to 1, right? So I notice that the right hand side always has to be equal to 1, which is not the case here in the given equation. So the first step we can always take is that divide both sides of this equation with 225. So let some cancellation begin there. 225 cancels and these two things will cancel. This will be equal to 1. And 225 will cancel out with 25 and it will give you a 9 here. And this 225 will cancel out with 9 and it will give you 25 here. Okay. So that means the above equation reduces down to x square over 9 plus y square over 25 equal 1. Or in other words, you can say that this is equivalent to stating that it is x minus 0 whole square divided by 3 square plus y minus 0 whole square divided by 5 whole square, which is equal to 1. Now, is it easy enough to compare these two equations? Because you can say that the value a is equal to 3 and you can say that the value b is equal to 5, correct? So we got these two measurements and then you can say that the location of my center is 0, 0 because that's what h and k refer to us, correct? So now let's draw our ellipse with these parameters given to us. So let's position this at the center first and extend this ellipse so that the distance along the x-axis is 3 units. So these are my 3 units and then distance along the y-axis is 5 units from the center. So that is my distance and then this is our ellipse. Simple enough, right? All you need to do is that be very careful in examining what is your center and what is the distance along x-axis, which is always a units because that is a term which is underneath this x value, and then the distance along y-axis is b units because with reference to this equation, the b value is underneath the y part of the equation. So this is how you graph an ellipse on a graph paper, okay? Now with reference to this, our objective was to understand what is the equation and we have a good idea of that. We also wanted to know how to use that equation to put it on a graph paper. We also learned about that. And in our first part of the discussion, we learned about how an ellipse is different from a circle.